What's up? What's up, fam? It's your boy John Q out here on a day that I generally wouldn't consider as a riding day. It's pretty windy out here today, but I've bleeded the brakes on the Emove Roadster and put air in the tires, checked all the screws, to see if she's road ready, and I'm just going to go out here and take a little short ride. I wanted to do a little quick video because this kind of represents the first time that I've gotten out and rode one of my electric scooters since I've gotten my e-bikes or my electric moped. And I'm just going to keep it short and sweet and get on back to the house because I don't like messing around. Out here when it's very, very windy. And took me a minute to figure out how to bleed those Magura brakes. I did a little short clip with my meta glasses. I'll probably cut up and show you the steps that I did that I had to make in order to get it up and going. And as usual, I have all my little sensors going for my yep. And I do a little quick look at the video to make sure they are working on the back. I did it before I put my helmet on, but I just like to make sure that everything is visible that needs to be visible, so that when I make my destination to my back road, I don't have no problem navigating the traffic that I have to ride through to get there. And generally, out the gate, that's normally my fastest riding is when I gotta make that trip to my back road. So I'm not gonna talk much today because it's time to get on this baby and just ride. And I have the Emove Roadster charged up to 96.2 volts and got 47 psi on both tires. And as I said, I just bleed the brakes. Let me see, make sure my headlights are on, everything is working. Turn signal in the front, turn signal in the back. And one of the straps want to come loose on my knee pads here, but that's an easy fix. Got my knee pads on. Let's go. All right, let's see. I'm starting it off slow. And I forgot how quiet the Emove Roadster is as well. This is a very quiet machine as well. And I hope you guys can hear me because that wind is gushing hard. And here in North Carolina, this is pollen season. So the pollen is everywhere. And my brakes, they feel nice. Brakes feel very nice. I finally got them to where I wanted them as well. And out the gate, let's see, we're going to start on, I think 3 is the high on here. 3 will get me what I need, but I'm going to put it on 4. I very seldom ride it on step mode 5 because that's just like extreme. And plus, like with all of my other PEVs, I only have this scooter set at probably about 85 or 90%. So I don't have it set at its maximum percentage, so that I can maintain good control over my controllers and my motors. So with that, I'm gonna get on the road and give it a ride. It's been so long, man. I'm telling you, I just gotta take it slow out the gate with this baby. She is so fast and so powerful. And plus the wind is heavy out here, so I don't wanna get too crazy. I might drop it back down to 3. It's like I'm building my confidence back up. Alright, I just turned in because I just kind of started feeling a little bit uncomfortable riding at 3. This thing just want to yank. So I dropped it back down. So that I could so I dropped the power back down so that I could get a more gradual torque takeoff. And I know that, and if the Emove Roadster is something that you're contemplating, I recommend that you keep your power level such where Here's a little scrubbing going on down there around my disc in the front. I'll have to check that out. I think my disc might be slightly There might be a little slight warp or bend in it, but I'm just listening to everything, seeing if there's any lumpy feeling in the way my tires are rolling, because that's also an indication that but other than that, seems to be right. Everything seems to be doing pretty good. I just want to make sure that I don't overdo it. So, I'm trying to keep my attention focused on what I'm doing, because it's been a minute since I got out here and rode on one of my electric scooters, and I don't want to get into a mishap where I'm not paying that close attention. But one thing I do know is that this machine right here, it is a machine the Emove Roadster came with a death waiver. You might not recall, but it came with a death waiver, and I'm not trying to be the one that does not collect on that death waiver, if that makes sense. So I dropped it back down to 3. It didn't feel so punchy, so I'm going to see what I get with that with 3, and I just might keep it on 3 the whole ride. But I like the gradual pickup on 3. 3 is not too bad. And the max speed at 3 gives me 45 on the speedometer. But yet, I'm still like a little shaky because of the wind gust out here. So I'm taking it easy. Oh boy, I just wanted to stop and stretch my legs for a bit. But it's been a minute since I got out here with and I closed my thing down because the wind is blowing so hard. I'm trying to adjust my camera here because it's starting to feel like it's a little bit in my way, and I don't like that. So let's do some adjustments here. And get her where I want her. Maybe just a little bit forward here. Yeah, I'm gonna get it a little bit forward here. Yeah, let her get it out of my way. Feels like it's right up under my neck. So, got a couple of cars coming, then I'm gonna get back on the road. Gently, cause I know what can happen when I try to come up out of these side ditches too. This is another area where you can get yourself in a pickle. So, boy, this thing is so punchy. It's like it's been dying to get out here on the road, and now that it's out here, it's like, hey, dude, ride me. But I'm not gonna let the speed demon talk me into going insane. And I know one thing, coming from riding a electric moped to now my electric scooter, I realized one thing that I have to kind of like readjust for, and that's how I hold the steering column. I mean, I don't have to hold the steering column so tight whenever I'm riding my electric scooter, as opposed to having a nice grip on my grips on the handlebars of my electric moped. And so I'm noticing that difference, but overall the ride seems to be pretty smooth. I just gotta get my confidence and my balance back in order, and stay frosty on paying attention to my surroundings as well as imperfections in the road. Because the tires are so small on my electric scooter, you know, I have to be really careful with paying attention to those spots on the road that could cause me to get into, you know, like an accident where I miss something, or a pothole, or a lump in the road, or dropped off incline, and like that one. But paying attention to the road and the imperfections in the road seems to be like the major thing that I have to do when I'm riding my electric scooter. And on a day like today, when the wind is pretty heavy, you know, I just rather cruise at around about 30 miles per hour, to be on the safe side, because that sudden wind gusts, man, they can cause you to go down so fast. I think when I first started riding my Wolf Warrior, that was one of the things that scared the bejesus out of me. One day I was riding, this time of the year actually, and I was riding this time of the year, and I was riding this time of the year, and it was a whole lot of pollen in the air. And it just so happened that I was trying to clear the pollen from my helmet. And I missed a little bump in the road that caused me to almost go down, but I went into a speed wobble first, and then I almost went down. And after that happened, man, you talking about somebody that was terrified. And so after that, I realized that, when it's windy out here like this, the best speed for me at my height and my weight, which I'm 6'3" and I'm around 235 pounds, is to keep it under around about 35, 30 miles per hour to be on the safe side, so that wind gust doesn't throw me off my riding balance. And I know cars are behind me and stuff, so what I'll do in addition is I'll try to get off the road long enough so that if there's too much traffic, I can let it get past me. Because right now I can feel that wind. I can feel that wind gushing the top half of my body. Now a little tuck helps, but that tuck is not going to do the full trick in stopping that oncoming wind. So I see a car behind me. I'm going to get off the road, let that car pass, so I don't have to be trying to ride at the speed of traffic right now, because I'm not comfortable with the wind. And I don't have any problem with doing that. I'll stop for a little bit, and plus it gives me time to talk. It was a little sketchy. I had a car behind me, it's a couple of cars in front of me, so I don't like messing around like that. But this thing is just like a little bit shaky because of the wind. So I'm trying my best not to crank it up too high. But it's kind of scary too. So I'm being careful and realizing what my limitations are on this beast. And because I don't want to get hurt. I'm almost back home now, and I think I took about a 15, not 15, but 7 mile round trip just then, and everything feels pretty good. Let me see. I want to stiffen that damper up just a little bit more, because it seems like she want to shake a little bit here. Let me see. Let me take it all the way over. That's locked. Then let me bring it back. 2, 3, and see what we got with that. 2. Let me bring it back 2. I like 2. It's kind of stiff, but I would rather have it stiff where I don't get that much dampering versus. Let me see how that feels. That feels a lot better. Yeah, that feels a lot better. I don't have to work so hard with keeping it from going into a wobble with the stiffer settings. So that's all the way over, and then black 2 clicks for the front suspension when it's windy on a day like today. So and I'm noticing that I very seldom use my lower rear turn signal for the Emove Roadster itself, with the turn signals on my helmet and up here strapped on the front of my handlebar. And I'm noticing that people, they also can see that I have my my brake sensor. It works pretty good as well, and so generally I don't get that much I don't have that much of a problem with people being able to see me. So I'm telling you, this machine right here, man, 90.7 volts, going downhill, so I'm not trying to fly, because this thing right here, man, it's been so long since I rode it now. It's been like 3, maybe 4 months since I rode it hard, since I rode it fast. And my stamina is a little bit different because of me riding my electric mopeds for so much, the Onyx RCR and the Onyx Limited Edition. And so I can tell my top half is a little bit more shaky than I would like, put it that way. And so I'm being careful. I'm being very careful, being mindful also of the traffic that's out today. It's a Sunday, and soon people will be getting out of church, and so I'm being mindful of that as well. See, every time I get up the speed, I notice that wind, it starts chopping, so I have to drop it back down, man. That wind ain't nothing to play with whenever especially when you riding into a headwind, and you got the wind that's up and down. All it takes is you getting hit with a good gush of wind, man, and that's it. So I'm being careful. Very, 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 very careful. Let me ride down here to this lake before I go in, and that'll be the last place that I go. And I'll take her on in because I don't want to stay out here too long and find myself in a dangerous situation with this wind blowing like this. But as far as PV therapy is concerned, this past week was like loaded with so many different challenges, but they weren't challenges that stressed me or that left me feeling like I didn't have the energy to make it through my week without getting on my electric scooter and going out for a nice ride. They were just more or less like challenges of learning new things and taking the time and the patience to really get those things that I was trying to learn. And it's a beautiful thing to be out here like this. Even though here in North Carolina, this is very high pollen season. And let me drop this thing all the way down to around about 2. Yeah, 2. I feel comfortable at 2 for sure. Which gets me around about pedaling bike speed, which is around about 24, 25 miles per hour. And I try to keep it at that pace whenever I'm riding down through communities like this, so as not to ride up on a bicyclist or a person that's walking and scare them to death, or a dog that turns around and tries to eat me off of the scooter. But I digress. Anyway, my week, as far as my mental is concerned, it's been awesome. It's been phenomenal. I've spent almost each day taking care of my chickens and doing little short clips here and there. You guys probably see me. I just had some baby chicks, 3 baby chicks, and I still got hens that are sitting on their eggs, and preparing to have more babies, and so look forward to that whole new chick experience. And it's been a minute since I came down this way. My brake seems to be a little bit softer. But this lake is so beautiful, so serene. I can sit down here and just chill for a bit. Reminisce about positive things. And just reflect on the goodness of life and all that it brings whenever you just make the effort to do so. But it's nice out here, nice, serene, quiet. And I just like the sound of that water falling down in that runoff over there. It's better than the sound application you can get from an app, one of those calming apps. It's natural. And also I'm noticing on my property, whenever I come out in the morning, I can hear the beautiful sound of the birds singing, and the wind blowing, through the leaves on the trees, the leaves that are starting to come back, that is. And that whole scenario, it seems like it puts me back in touch with something. I don't know the right words to explain it or describe it, but it puts me back in touch with a reality that seems to like disappear whenever I allow myself to get distracted by some of the things that's happening in the world around me. But man, this is where it's at, moments like this. And I know some of you guys got allergies and stuff like that, and the pollen season don't agree with you, etc., etc. But you know what? I'm finding more and more that when I get out here and I just stay out here doing something either with my hands or with my little small farm animals in the yard. I keep saying farm animals. I don't have anything but some chickens right now. I have had cows, I've had pigs, I've had goats, uh, and I'm telling you that lifestyle is like one that I miss because that self-sustaining lifestyle where you pretty much basically doing everything with your hands. A lot of our younger generation have lost the ability to know the importance of something like that. But that's how I grew up, and that type of lifestyle is the best one to have whenever you're doing something that whenever you find yourself in a scenario where you gotta do things to survive. And I think people have gotten so accustomed of everybody else always doing the stuff that they define as laborious stuff, like labor, and and falling away from that reality where we get out and we do things with our hands because it is the cycle of life that keeps us healthy, that keeps us happy, and that keeps us focused on survival. So I'm not one of those guys that's that just pays everybody to do everything for me. I get out and I try to do everything that I possibly can with my hands, and if I don't know how to do it, I might hire someone, but I'll be watching them real close to make sure I learn how to do it for myself the next time around. But that's just my MO, and like I always say in my other videos, you know, I don't try to impose what I believe on anyone else and encourage them to follow any path that I might suggest, but to just do the things that work naturally in the environment that you're in. Because generally, I find that when you do those things, your life turns out better because you're following the synergy that surrounds everything in your circle. And I believe that I believe that there's a God in heaven that blesses us with spiritual insight so that we can see those things around us that are the best for us, and it's just on us to gravitate to it. Okay, and that has been my motivational PEV therapy for today. Now let me get back to the house because I haven't had coffee, I haven't eaten, I haven't done anything. I got up, bleeded the brakes on the Emove Roadster, and just hit the road. And so, I took care of the chickens first, of course, but I'm gonna go up the hill and come back down and see what we're working with. But I feel pretty good about how it rode, how the Emove Roadster rolled out for my first trip. Turn around here at Pony Path. And the damper is not too stiff. I thought it was going to be too stiff for me to make little short turns like that, or that I would have to take my time to make short turns, but I didn't get it that stiff. So it feels pretty good. looks like we're gonna get a little bit of rain today. So this little short trip, it was perfect. It was perfect. I went around in a nice 10-mile circle. Had a chance to come back down and look at the lake. And now I'm headed back to my destination, which is home. And hey, just like that, I've had a therapeutic day on my electric scooter. And for my electric scooter guide fam, you know, it's been a minute since I've been doing my since I did anything on my electric scooter. But you know what, you know, I've been cheating on y'all with my Onyx RC or a bike. But it's been an amazing experience riding my electric moped as I prepare for my arm, you know, because I damaged my rotator cuff on my Emove Roadster. And it seems that the e-bike was a perfect solution for me during my downtime, because it gave me an opportunity to sit there, and I could be easy and not flex my arms so much, and that was helpful. I'm still not gonna push. I'm still not gonna pump it. I mean, I'm tempted to pump it, but I'm still not gonna pump it because that wind haven't changed. Woo! I always said when I pull back in, thank you, Lord, for getting me back safely. Guys, it's been an amazing, little sketchy ride, but overall, me and the Emove Roadster, we made it back to the house, and I'm gonna get in here now and see what I can find to eat, and then just chill for the rest of the day. But until the next time, I see you guys. Peace out.